Right, okay, let's have a look at alternative attribute types. So what I want to look at this time is an attribute type where we're going to force the person who's inputting the data to pick from a predefined list of values. So they're not just going to get free reign on inputting data. They're going to have to select from values that we know we're okay with. Okay, so we're going to use either a drop down or a multi-select type of attribute to do that. So let's get started. I'm going to add a new attribute. Once again, we have the attribute code, so the unique code for this particular attribute. And in this case, the question we want to ask is, it's going to be, again, to do with our luggage, and we're going to ask what type of material that the luggage is made with. Okay, so, and we're going to have a pre-selected list of what those materials are. So I'll give it an attribute code of material. Okay, I'm going to ignore scope for the time being, and then we come to the input type for it. So if I click on the drop down here, you'll see we've got multi-select and drop down. Okay, multi-select allows us to create our list of predefined values, and the person inputting the data can select multiple values from that list, and drop down means they can only select one value from the list. Okay, so we select drop down. Right, once again we've got unique value and values required, which I'll leave for now. And I come down to the bottom part where it's got front end properties, and once again I want to make sure this is visible on the front end, so the customer will be able to see what the value of this particular product is. So I select yes. Right, then I come to this manage label options. Now when we did the previous attribute, we only had this first question, which was to manage the title. So that's to manage the question that is presented to either the person on the back end or how it's presented to the person who's viewing the product. Right, so in this case, I want to put the question in of material. Right, I could put a different question in on the default store view, but I will leave that blank for now, which means it will pick up the same question as we put into admin on the front end. And then I get to add the options. So this is the predetermined list, and you can see here that we've also got admin and default store view on this. And once again, if we had multiple store views, we would be listed along as separate input boxes along this page. So this is the actual values that we want. So I put in, let's say, fabric. Now what I can also do here is, because we've got a different value for admin and store view, it may well be on the admin we just want something that is shorthand for the person who's inputting the data, so they understand that. But on the front end we might want to be either a little bit more explanatory, or maybe maybe have a more salesy type language on the front end. So maybe I put something like luxurious fabric. So actually on the front end they're going to see luxurious fabric for this. Okay, I can add multiple options. All right, so let's also put leather and ABS, which is like a composite material. If I leave these blank, those values will be presented on the front end, so I don't have to override that. You'll see this position option here. This is the order that this list is displayed. Okay, now it only matters really in the back end what order that is displayed in, because on the front end they're only going to see one value. So it's really down to you what order this is in, but there's no guarantees. It's because we're putting it in this order here, that's how it's going to be displayed. So if you want to order the list, then the lower the number, the higher up the list it appears. So in this case it would display the list as leather, fabric, ABS. As a little tip here, something I like to do is I like to put these in tens. Okay, same thing applies. Leather will appear first, fabric second, and ABS third. But if down the line I come to have a never option for this, I can just add the option in, and if I want it to be displayed directly after leather, I can maybe give it a number 15. Okay, but I will just remove that. Okay, delete here just removes it, and default, you can only select one of these as default, and that means that that value will be pre-selected when someone's inputting the data. Okay, and I'll just save that attribute. So that's how you create a drop-down attribute. And if we just check in here and go down to where we have M for material, there we can see our attribute there.